The following program was produced by an independent community producer. The opinions expressed do not necessarily reflect those of the ECAT staff or board of directors.
Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, good night. It's the Ron Van Dam Show.
Hold on tight, things can get a bit weird, if you like that sort of thing.
Hey, welcome to the program. Where are you? There you are. How are you? I'm here. I'm here to talk to you for half an hour. I hope I'm not interrupting anything, if you know what I mean. Anyway, welcome to the show. It is the Ron Van Dam Show, as was said at the beginning of the program. My name's in the title. That means it's pretty much up to me to do this thing. And I come into the studio once a week to do what I do on the radio on a Monday through Friday weekday basis. On my actual show that I do Monday through Friday on an actual weekday basis, I talk for about 20 minutes and then I interview a very interesting guest, expert, celebrity, whatever the case may be. Here, I don't do that. I just talk incessantly for half an hour to the point that you can't take any more. So a half an hour is plenty, and that's what I do here once a week in this particular studio. And that's it. Okay, now, what do you want to talk about? What's up? What's happening, huh? Oh, okay. Let's start with this. The cicadas are coming over for dinner. Oh, no. We have to clean the house. The cicadas are coming. If you don't know what they are, they're these annoying large cockroaches, basically. They're a combination of crickets, cockroaches, and science fiction man-eating bugs. They're huge, and there's an infestation of them. It seems like every year. Originally, when I started hearing about these damn little insects, I thought it was like every 14 years that they emerge from the ground, and there's like zillions of them, and they just, it's a carpet of disgusting insects that look like large palmetto bugs, basically. But apparently now it's almost like every year they emerge in a different part of the country or something. I don't know. This year is interesting. This year of 2024. I don't know when you're watching this. Sometimes they repeat shows from 1927 on this channel. But, and I say that with love. Anyway, so this year, 2024, there are 2 broods emerging. What's a brood? The hell's that? A brood is what you call a large group of cicadas that come from different places. There are different groupings of them. I didn't know that. It was like the Hatfields and the McCoys. I didn't know that. I thought a cicada is a cicada. But apparently there's 2 different groups this year. In one part of the United States, and I'll tell you where they're going to be emerging, and it's going to be rather soon, like in the beginning of May, perhaps sooner in some areas. And when it happens, it's an infestation. It's not like you just see one of them and you go, oh, look, here's one of them. No, it's like thousands of them all over your face. Seriously. They get into your trees, your lawn, your house. Anyway, where are they going to emerge, Ron? Just shut up and tell me, because now it sounds pretty serious. Are they man-eating bugs? Well, you'll find out. First of all, let's start with this. Where are they going to be? That's the big question, right? Well, there are 2 broods, in other words, 2 groupings. They're emerging in different parts of this country, but one brood and the other brood are going to emerge on the same place at the same time. Holy crap. Where is that? A double brood of cicadas? Illinois. Watch out, man. The southern part of Illinois, you gonna get slammed with these buggers. And I mean it. Like from two different groups. It's like, whoa, cicadas here, cicadas here. Oh my God. And they are disgusting. There's no question about it. They are disgusting. They're loud. It's almost like your in-laws coming over. Anyway, so yeah, this happens around the beginning of May. Could be a little bit sooner. And yeah, that's what's going to happen. So if you're the southern Illinois area, you'll know it. You'll know it when it happens. Ron, that's my name. Where else are these lousy little annoying bugs going to emerge? I will tell you if you just shut up for a minute. God. Iowa. Have a good time, Iowa. Missouri. That's where you're going to get them kind of the worst. Missouri is like, boom. Missouri is like, no matter where you turn, there are these annoying cockroaches, gigantic cockroaches all over the place. All over the place. Missouri is the jackpot this year. North Carolina, South Carolina, Virginia, Georgia, Alabama, Missouri, a lot of them in Missouri. Tennessee, you're going to get them as well. They could come up north as high as Maryland, but maybe not that far north. This infestation is basically the Midwest and the southern East Coast. Basically, if you live in New England, New York, that kind of thing, not this year. You're good. You won't see any of these things unless they show up in somebody's shopping bag by mistake. California, West Coast, don't worry about it. You worry about your earthquakes and your mudslides. You got enough to worry about. So that's it. Now, let's talk about the cicadas, if I'm even pronouncing it properly. They are disgusting bugs, but yet some people actually eat them. They can be a delicacy. I can only answer that by saying some people will eat anything. End of story. And if nobody else really eats them, then they become a delicacy because they are so. But there's going to be so many. How can that be rare? I mean, cook up a whole bowl of these things because they're going to be all over the place. They're loud because when they eat, they make a big sound. They eat the trees and things and they don't destroy the trees or anything like that. But I don't know, maybe. But you can hear them eating because they eat really loud, similar to human beings. Did you ever go to a restaurant with somebody that didn't know how to eat? In public. In other words, when they eat, it's like watching your clothes in the dryer. You can see the food tumbling around in their mouth as they're talking. Ew. Ew. I'd rather have an entire cicada infestation than just sit across from one person who eats with their mouth open. It's disgusting. As a matter of fact, there came a point in my life when some friend of mine would say, hey, do you want to go to lunch? I would say, no, I can't do that with you. Why not? I don't want to tell you. I just, let's not. Because this guy ate with his mouth open. It was absolutely disgusting, especially eggs for breakfast. Oh, my God, ew. Anyway, cicadas, they're very loud when they're eating and all that kind of thing. And they're just, are they dangerous? Can you catch a disease from them? Can dogs catch a disease? Can humans catch a disease? Do they have diseases? Cicada bugs are totally okay. Nobody's really ever gotten sick from touching one or having one on their face. They just crawl around and do their thing on you if they happen to get on you. I lived in New York City in Jackson Heights, Queens, New York. And there I lived for approximately 6 years, 6 or 7 years I lived in New York City, in the city itself. And there are cockroaches. There are cockroaches, and you live with these cockroaches. They become part of your life. You don't keep them as pets or anything, but they crawl around a lot. And if you go to the supermarket and a cockroach gets into the shopping bag and you go home and you unload your groceries, if that cockroach gets out of that bag, it will start a family of 10,000 cockroaches overnight. To a New York resident, especially not in the highfalutin buildings, but to a New York resident, when they go to bed at night, and then they wake up in the morning and they turn the light on in the kitchen in the middle of the night or something, you'll see cockroaches all over the place. It's absolutely disgusting. And once you have the infestation, it's very difficult to get rid of it, and it's terrible. But again, if you're used to that, it's not so bad, I guess. I lived in Coral Gables, Florida for no more than a year and a half. And I lived in a building, and I had a studio apartment there. And there were palmetto bugs. Palmetto bugs are just large, overgrown cockroaches, is really what they are. I remember going to a restaurant called Rocky Graciano's. He had a chain of Italian restaurants in Florida. And I was in Coral Gables again. I came out of the restaurant with this girl because we were dating at the time. And I came out of the restaurant, nice meal, and we walk out of the restaurant, and there's a lamppost out on the corner in front of this restaurant that we had just eaten at. And leaned up against the lamppost, actually standing up, was a huge palmetto bug, probably about 4 inches tall. Leaning against the lamppost as I'm walking out of the restaurant with my girl, and the cockroach, the palmetto bug, leaning against, standing up, was actually smoking a cigarette. And pretty much, I don't think the cockroach could talk, but it pretty much would be saying, "What are you looking at? Hey, what are you looking at?" It was scary. It was a very difficult time for me coming from New York, seeing cockroaches blown on steroids out of proportion. It was a very scary sight. I remember going to a park with my girlfriend at the time in Coral Gables, and we're lying down on the grass looking up at the sky, and it was a nice day because it wasn't 4 o'clock yet when it rains every day. It was just nice so far. And all of a sudden, I feel something like creepy on my shoulder, and I thought it was my girlfriend, and I tittered. I said, "Hey, stop that." And she said, "Stop what?" And I looked over on my shoulder. It was a lizard. I don't know what kind of lizard it was. It was about that long. Thank God it's television. I can actually show you how long it was. About that long. I mean, it wasn't like an alligator or anything, but it was a lizard. I don't know what kind. And it was on my shoulder. Freaked me out. And I went crazy. What are we talking about? Oh, the cicadas. So that's it. How rare is it to have these double broods where two groups of cicadas emerge at the same time, almost in the same place, or even in the same country? Usually it's just one infestation brood or grouping. How often does this double brood thing happen where there's just so many of them? Well, the last time this happened, and there have been cicadas like a lot, but when there were this many in one spot, 1803. You heard me right. 1803 was the last time we had double broods of cicada bugs in this country emerging at the same time. 1803! I was only 6 years old then. That's a joke on myself. What is this, 2024? If I didn't bring my calendar with me. It's 2024. The next one, take a guess when the next double brood thing is supposed to happen again. Take a guess. Go on, take a guess. I got all day. In the year 2245. 22:45. You can give me a call, but I don't think I'm going to answer the phone. Holy crap, man. That's a lot. It's a lot of years. So this is significant. Is it as significant as the solar eclipse? I don't know. I don't know. I have no idea. Anyway, that's your cicada talk. What is this, 15 minutes into the show? Okay, good. This is working out just fine. I wanted to talk about coffee. I know so many people who can't do anything without their cup of coffee, and it's becoming an excuse for things, but it's one of the few things that are actually an excuse that people accept. If you say, no, I can't come into work today, my kid is homesick and someone has to watch my child, so I can't come into work, they pretty much say, we can't go on like this. You cannot keep calling in sick like this when you're not sick, but your child is, and you have to stay home. How are we going to run a company with you doing this every once in a while? It's just, it's unacceptable, Martha or Johnny. However, if you call up your place of work and say, hi, this is Mary, John's wife, and I'm going to be about an hour late. Why? Why are you going to be an hour late again? I haven't had my coffee yet. Oh, okay. Well, all right, don't rush. Have your coffee and then come in. That's fine. What? This excuse is working for everything. John, you were supposed to call this account this morning and make an appointment for us, but now we can't get the appointment because you didn't make the call. What's going on with you lately? I'm so sorry. I just haven't had my coffee yet. Oh, okay. All right. Okay, that's fine. All right, then, no problem. Well, there'll be other opportunities. No problem. Sorry I even brought it up. You have your coffee and then, yeah, I know. What if you're a surgeon, and you're about to do open heart surgery? That heart's going to be open. And the patient dies. Oh, God, I can't believe I left my scalpel in his aorta. Oh, my God. Oh, they're going to sue me. Oh, how did this happen? Well, I don't know. I haven't had my coffee yet. Oh, okay. That's fine. The jury will understand in your wrongful death suit. That'll be fine. Just tell them you haven't had your coffee. Well, I haven't. Oh, all right. Well, that's certainly understandable. I mean, yeah, I think even the family will understand that. What? Mr. Peterson, you're being accused of murdering your wife. How do you plead? Well, guilty, but I hadn't had my coffee yet, so I was irritable. Oh, that's why you killed her. You were irritable because you didn't have your coffee. That's fine. All right, we're dropping the case. That's just because, you didn't have the coffee. Oh, I know how that's like. Oh, my God. That's unbelievable, but it's true. In this country, when you don't have your coffee, it's a viable excuse for anything. I was rushing to work, and I'm sorry I totaled your car. I should have stopped, but I'm sorry. What were you thinking, man? I don't know. I was in a rush. I hadn't had my coffee yet. Oh, you hadn't? Oh, I'm sorry I bothered you. I'll pay for the collision costs. Yeah. Okay. No problem. Sorry to bother you. Go have some coffee now. I will. Because we don't want this to happen again. I know. You think I'm kidding? Well, I am. I went to one of those Dunkin' Donuts places. I don't know if there's more Dunkin' Donuts or more CVS's. I don't know which. There's a lot of both. Can you imagine if they merged? They would take over the planet. Starbucks, You don't have a chance. Dunkin' Donuts and CVS merging? Oh, God. Oh, God. Dunkin' Donuts has already merged with gas stations. I mean, they're already on their way for total national dominance. Someday, Dunkin' Donuts will be so into taking over territory, they'll start invading other countries. Anyway, so I go into Dunkin' Donuts, and by the way, I don't sit like an idiot in a line of 10 cars when there's nobody inside the building. I'm limber enough to get out of my car and walk into a building. I'm not so lazy that I'd rather sit in a car for 10 minutes to get to the front of the line. Hello? Get a life. So I walk in, and there's this guy in front of me who apparently works in a business where there's a sales office. And you can always tell, if one person walks into a donut shop, goes up to the counter and says, I want a dozen assorted donuts, you know it's not just for him. If it is, then there's a bigger problem than that. So he's getting it for the sales force or for the meeting, quite obviously. But here's the problem. It's just, as soon as there's someone in front of me and says, I want a dozen donuts, I know I'm going to be there for 10 minutes. I mean, I should just sit down and just shut up. Because they give me 2 of the plain, because 2 of them are just like stupid. Give me 4 glazed donuts. Give me 2 of the chocolate frosted. And 2 of the jelly donut. Oh, come on, sir. Come on. I haven't had my coffee yet, and I'm in a coffee shop. And, yeah, give me like 4 jelly donuts, because I don't like at least 4 of the people there, and they like jelly donuts. And the great thing is, it's like a gag. When they bite into the jelly donut, it goes squirting all over their clothes. I love that. Every time. There's not a human on the planet who can eat a jelly donut and not get it squirted all over the front of their shirt. Load me up with jelly donuts, I'll get back at these people. You know they're going to a donut meeting, to a sales meeting. Hey, thanks for bringing all the dozen donuts, Johnny. But you're late. We started the meeting already. I'm sorry, I hadn't had my coffee yet, and I was in a coffee shop. Oh, wait, don't say any more. You hadn't had your coffee yet. That's fine. Now we understand. And what's with this image of police officers feeding off of donut shops? I don't really see that. I see police officers just go into a sandwich shop and get a sandwich. I don't see them lined up at a donut shop. I don't see that. Now, police officers do need their coffee because they've got, anything could happen at any moment. You got to be on your toes. I get that. The donut thing, I don't think that's true. I just don't. I don't think that's true. I've never seen a police officer in a donut shop. Maybe you have, but I have not. It's a myth. It's one of those myths. It's like the Loch Ness Monster. Same thing. It's a myth. Anyway, coffee and donuts. That's my deal with coffee and donuts. So now we're about 23 minutes into the program. Now it's 24. All right, what's next? Let's see. I don't know if I want to start talking. Yeah, I'll do this. I did a show this week, which was got a lot of feedback. Ooh, I don't like when I do a radio show, a regular radio show, and I get feedback that they agree with me. That kind of scares me because what I do, most people don't agree with what I'm talking about. So it's like amazing. I did a whole thing. I saw an article in the paper that the tuition for Wellesley College was reaching $60,000 a year. I think it was like $58,000 or $59,000 and some change per year, just for the tuition. It doesn't include staying there, food and housing, etc. No, just the tuition, $58,000, $59,000 a year, per year. Usually we're talking 4 years here. Oh my God, that's close to $250,000. So I can get a piece of paper that says the name of the college and my name on it, and then I get to throw my hat in the air. That's $250,000? For that kind of money, you should just say, here's my $250,000. Okay, here's a piece of parchment paper with the name of the college and then your son or daughter's name here. And then stand over there and throw your hat in the air and give me the robe back by Tuesday. That's $250,000, please. What? What? It's absolutely absurd. And you know why they get away with charging this kind of money for tuition? It's because people pay the price. It's like any other supply and demand thing. There's more people wanting to get into their college than they have room. It's like immigration. So they make the prices high and they make you really want to be there. It's absolutely absurd. It's the American public that says, yeah, I don't mind paying that kind of money, apparently, because I pay it. Because there are alternatives. You can send your kid to a private school and bankrupt yourself, or you can send them to a state school in the state in which they live and pay a third of that price, sometimes less. There's a college in Massachusetts called Stonehill College. Are you familiar with this? Tuition, $55,000 was it? 53, 55, 56? Anywhere in that area is a lot of money per year. Harvard, not that much more, or the same. I'm not understanding all of this. And I think I know I'm accurate in my pricing here. Why would you do that? Why wouldn't you send your kid to a state college? Why not? It's just as good, especially if your child is going for liberal arts. I don't even understand what that is. You went to college? You have a liberal arts degree? That's right. What can you do? I'm liberal about the art. Okay, you got the job. What? What is that? What is that? Yes, I'm going to succeed in the liberal arts industry. What is that? Now, I'm not putting college down, but college shouldn't be for everybody. And in this country, we make college as like the baseline for intelligence. It's not true. If I need a plumber in my house to fix a leak, and eventually the pipes do go, it costs me $100 to have the plumber just walk inside of my house. No, they do all right. They own their own businesses. They even hire. They even will train you as an apprentice on the job, so you really see what happens and what to do about it. There's an education you don't get sitting in a classroom for $53,000. Sometimes people have to use their smarts to figure out life itself. But a lot of it is the fault of the general populace that just puts up with this stuff and says, if that's what it is, I guess I got to go along with it. Well, you don't. You don't. Going to a technical school, a lot less expensive. Picking up skills, very much so. Good skills that can be used to make good money. Let's not make college a situation where I can only be successful if I spend a lot of money in college. It shouldn't be like that. It should not. I'm out of time for today. I don't know if you agree with me or not, but maybe we started a conversation and I can't even hear you. That's cool. I'll be back next week with another program. Go to newenglandbroadcasting.com to hear me every weekday with a brand new program over, 26,000 episodes. Oh my God, that's a lot. So go there. I'm also on all the platforms, iHeartRadio, all that stuff. Have yourselves a wonderful day. I wish you peace.